Day Young Museum in San Francisco crowned the artist extraordinaire, Judy Chicago, the undisputed queen of American feminism. She puts on the pedestal the glory of the vagina, the pussy. Yes, a lot of Americans think this language is vulgar, but it's the opposite. Let's talk to Queen Judy Chicago and some crowds of hundreds who sieged the Day Young's Museum in San Francisco to see their art icon's current retrospective legacy.
Yes, I have heard about Judy Chicago. I'm familiar with her work. I am excited to learn more about her work because she'll be in San Francisco at the Day Young Museum, and it'll be really an honor to see her work in person. I'm familiar with the dinner party, and to see that in person will be a real special treat. I really admire her as an artist, being a strong female artist that has made a name for herself, and she has a unique voice that really celebrates females and feminine, just celebrates the femininity of women, and I think that's really special and really unique.
Hi, my name is Isis Howard, and I am 23 years old, and I'm in the Judy Chicago show. This painting here stood out to me because it was the first time that I heard a universe birth story told from the point of view of women, and I thought the last line really stood out to me. Then one last wail sounded in the universe as woman was born onto the earth. And it gave me chills reading through this entire story. I thought that the flow of the lines and circles moving through with a lack of disconnection was something that really stood out to me, in the softness of the movement of lines throughout this story of screaming and wails and birth.
I'm at the Judy Chicago show at the Day Young in the Power Play room, which is like highlighting toxic masculinity, and I think this piece behind me is particularly striking because of the relationship between man and nature.
I'm here at the Judy Chicago show, and her retrospective is kind of taking me through her whole history of work. I think you can kind of see the many messages that are really important to her reflected from present day through her entire history. There's a lot of messages around gender, masculinity, and kind of the state of the world that we live in, and just very contemporary.
When I first walked into the show, there were pictures of Auschwitz, and what I thought was that she reminds me of my own point of view, except much more colorful.
I'm here at the Judy Chicago exhibit in San Francisco at the Day Young Museum. I'm with a artwork called Birthhood, and looking at it in its beautiful colors, it's made quite an impression on me. I didn't know Judy Chicago prior to seeing this exhibit, and unfortunately I did see the exhibit in reverse to as it was properly laid out, and my impression was from the end of her life to her most prolific time in her artwork. And had I seen this, I think I would have embraced her more so than starting at the end of her life. However, these colors, these movements in the images are absolutely breathtaking, and I'll be sure to bring one of them home with me if they sell them in the shop.
Judy Chicago's The End has really captured how unknown death is for all of us. And having experienced someone's death recently, they had no idea how it was going to happen, or even that it was going to happen. And she's captured all the possibilities here, and it's really significant. It's in such a way for everybody to get a glimpse of our own future, because we're all headed there.